Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thanks for joining me on this video. Today, taking a look at moving data from one column to another when you have like that data interspersed between other data. So what I mean by that is at the top we have two columns. We have credit and debit. And on the right hand side we have our transaction types here. But you can see that if I scroll down, we have debit, credits, and then on the left-hand side over here, they're all actually in the debit column. So I need to move the credit numbers over to the credit column. All right, let's get into it. So first thing we're going to do is duplicate the board without the data. So to do that, we're going to hit the three dots to the right-hand side of the board name. And then we're going to select duplicate boards. Then we're going to hit the duplicate button down here. And you can see our board is created on the left-hand side over here. Now we go back to our board one. And then what we're going to do is create an automation that when you trigger a status, is going to move the item over to the other board and then put the data in the right column. So to do that, we're going to add a status column by pressing the plus sign to the right hand side of the column you want. Then we're going to select status. Then we're going to add an automation by clicking the automate button in the top right corner of the screen. We're going to select add a new automation. For our trigger, we're going to select status changes over here. For our status dropdown, we're going to select our new status column. Then under the drop-down menu, we're going to select anything here. So we're going to put Vancouver in this case. For the action, we're going to type in move. And we're going to select move item to board. For the board drop down, we are going to this key here is the credit and the debit. So we put that in the right column. So what we want is to put what is in the debit column over into the credit column. So we're going to deselect both of these. And then in the credit column, we're going to hit the little plus sign to the right. And then we're going to select debit from the dropdown. Once we're happy with that, we're going to click done in the bottom right. And we're going to select create automation over here. Then we can go ahead and click the X in the top right corner of the screen. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't want to move everything from the debit column into the credit column, only the ones that are actually credits. So we're going to start by filtering that data. So we're going to go into the filter button. At the top here, we're going to click the little drop down so we get the advanced filters right away. And in the column section, we are going to type transaction type. And then we're going to select transaction type. And is fine. And then in the last option, we are going to select credit. And then if you want to be ultra specific, this should be enough really because you'll see it very quickly. But if you want to be specific with your filters, you can add another filter. And this time we're going to select the debit column. And where it's got the equal sign, we're going to click on that. And we're going to choose is not empty. In this case, we can see the problem was that our debit column has all the transactions in it, but that's the only year that has that issue. Once we have that, we can just go ahead and select all the items by clicking a little box. And finally, we go to our status column. We're going to select that. And we're going to select Vancouver. So we go into the automation function at the top right corner of the screen. We take our broken automation, which I have now turned off, to unbreak the automation. Here is where it went wrong. I selected moving data board 1. And we're going to switch it to our moving data board 2. Now you got to reset the groups in the items. We're going to click on that. Make sure everything is good. There we go. That looks more accurate. We're going to click done in the bottom right. Then we're going to click update automation in the bottom right. Then we're going to click filter. The column, we're going to choose transaction type. Is we're going to keep. Here we're going to select our credit. And here we're going to select the items that we want. Then we're going to go to our status column. We're going to select Vancouver. And we watch the items disappear. And then now if we go into our moving board 2, you can see that our transactions have now moved into here. And that our credit now has the credit amounts in here. You can select all the items you want. And take off the debits because they're not debits anymore and we know they're credits. Make any changes you want. And we're going to go move to in the bottom right. And once we've selected our board, choose a group obviously. We're going to select the same one we had before. Now as those items kept being moved over, there's still some to do. Go back to our moving data board 1. You can now see that those transactions are back in the column with the credits in the right columns here. Now obviously there are some that are still wrong, as you can see, so we just go back, select our next set. We're going to go filter. Here we're choosing transaction type. Keep it as is. For drop down, we're going to choose credit. This time, so we don't get the same ones again, we're going to add another filter. We're going to put column. We're going to select where debit. And where there's the equal, we're going to click on that. We're going to select is not empty at the bottom here. And that gives us all the ones that we want. So then we can just select them all. Change our status to Vancouver. Then we're going to go to our moving board 2. You can see most of those transactions have shown up. There's still a few in transit apparently. Here we're going to select all our items. We're going to take off all the debits. Make sure you have credit card. Go down to the bottom here. Go move to. Select the board. Select the year you want. That's it. Go back to our moving data board 1. And if I just filter that for you again. And we can see that in our credit column over here, we have the right amounts and it is lined up with anything that is set as credit in the transaction type. Now, you can always then filter it back to what you want in terms of like if you have the stuff that's in debit that should be in credit and so forth, and continue from there. So that's going to be it from me. Hopefully that was insightful. You also get to see the mistakes I make. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.